Hello, everybody. Welcome back to bold predictions for every team. Today is the AFC South. So starting off with the Colts, perhaps my boldest take of all is that the Colts will combine for the most rushing yards in the NFL. So obviously the keyword here is combine. I don't think they'll have the leading rusher in the NFL. But I think together they will be a very good running back group. It starts really with the offensive line. It's one of the best in football. I also think Philip Rivers has lost a little bit of a step, and he'll be a fine game manager, but I don't think they'll ask him or design for him to make too many plays and lean on the run more so than they have in years past. And then you just look at the talent of the running backs. Marlon Mack, he had a very good year last year. Naheem Hines, obviously he's more of a receiving back, but he's still good for a few yards. Jordan Wilkins, I think he's a talented runner, has shown some bursts at times. And then Jonathan Taylor, out of Wisconsin, who was one of the best running backs in all of college football, really during his whole time at Wisconsin. And they drafted him with the intent of using him. So I think that the Colts really have an opportunity to have one of the best rushing attacks in the entire NFL. Next up, Tennessee Titans. Bold predictions that Jonnu Smith has 80 plus catches. So John Smith is only 25. There's obviously no Delaney Walker this year, so he'll have more opportunities, see some more targets. I think if he can spark up a connection with Ryan Tannehill, I think he could be a go-to target, specifically in the red zone. His big frame is obviously beneficial, and I really do think that he'll have a kind of a breakout year this year. Next up, the Jaguars. I don't think much is going to go right for the Jaguars this year, but for one thing, I think Tyler Eifert, their acquisition, I think I could see him having 50-plus catches and 8-plus touchdowns. He's been plagued with injury for a while now. It's really too bad. He was such a talented player. He is such a talented player, but just really plagued by injury. He had some, really special years in Cincinnati. But unfortunately, those came to a close, and now he's taking his talents to Jacksonville, and I think he can be maybe a lone bright spot in the Jaguars' offense. I think that he has that ability, and I think Gardner Minshew could look to him in a lot of different situations. Lastly, the Texans. I think David Johnson has 1,700 total yards and 10-plus touchdowns. So obviously, David Johnson struggled last year. He got traded. He's kind of the centerpiece of the DeAndre Hopkins deal. And I still think he has a few good years left in him. And I think he'll be able to play pretty well in Houston under Bill O'Brien. I think they'll give him a lot of touches, a lot of opportunities. Obviously, 1,700 total yards applies to both rushing and receiving. So that could be, 1,000 rushing yards, 700 receiving yards, whatever it might be. I still think he's very good, and at this point, honestly, maybe a little underrated running back. I think him and Deshaun Watson definitely are a very good quarterback-running back duo. I think they can work well together. And I think he'll be key to the Texans' offense, especially with, of course, DeAndre Hopkins getting traded. So, yeah, that's it for bold predictions for the AFC South and the entire AFC. Tomorrow will probably be NFC East. Other than that, I'll probably be coming out with the next week of predictions sometime later tonight. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.